Back with more. The interesting thing that happened at Perfect Acres Inc. by Barbara Brooks Wallace. You
Right.
ready, Scott? You ready, Oreo Jr.? You ready, y'all? Let's get it.
Right.
Ooh, my glasses almost fell off.
That one's not good.
No, people would hate that. Okay. Choose careful as or stammered perfecta. Careful as Puck of what? Why, to select the right specs, of course, said Mr. Barely. The three gentlemen put their thin hands behind their thin backs and stared up at the ceiling, which made them look more like crochet hooks than ever. But it was clear that they intended to say no more about it. Puck and Perfecta held a whispered consultation. What should they consider in choosing? What be careful about? The size, the color, the shape. And y'all know, I just want to let y'all know we're talking about glasses.
Ah,
Okay? We're talking about glasses. In the end, Puck simply waved his arm in the general direction of one of the whole wall and said in a bold voice, as he could muster, "We'll take those two pair over there." I'm going to take these off because those are hard to see through. You get the gist of it. Ah, those, whistled all three gentlemen, smiling broadly, though thinly at each other. Splendid. Wait, I do need to put them back on. Sorry. We're going in, y'all. They proceeded at once to jump on one another's shoulders like building blocks or Legos. Mr. Between on the first level, Mr. Barely on the third, Mr. Betwink's between. Mr. Barely reached up and unhooked two pairs of the enormous elephant shaped spectacles that I am wearing currently.
mm.
Each with the added feature of having the glass around in three sections. Elephant sized trifocals is what these spectacles were.
Trifocals.
Yeah, I guess they got three lines. See, far, near, and really near.
Or really far.
Or really far. You
Or
pick.
really in between.
You better select the right specs, baby.
Maybe I need those.
Mm-hmm. Those might be a bit too big for us, sir, said Puck politely. Ah, so it might seem, whistled Mr. Between, but we shall see. As soon as Mr. Barely had leaped down from the shoulders of Mr. Between's, carrying one giant pair of spectacles under each arm, he handed one pair to Perfecta and the other to Puck. Then, once again, he and Mr. Betweens and Mr. Barely put their hands behind their backs and stared up at the ceiling, tapping their thin, buckled black shoes expectantly. As they tapped, the spectacles began to shrink. Tap, 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 tap. The spectacles grew smaller and smaller. Tap, 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 tap. Then black shoes with buckles going tap, tap. Why did that seem to nudge Perfecta's memory? And she remembered Mr. Snoot's tap, tap, tapping away that afternoon. But none of the three odd gentlemen was Mr. Snoot, and there was nothing to say that they were his representatives. Tap, tap, tap. Perfecta's memory was nudged a little further back. Magic spectacles. Wasn't that what she'd been thinking about just before Mr. Snoot appeared? About magic spectacles that could let her see inside people to find out what they were really thinking?
Uh,
Girl, I want them spectacles. I would start with Scott.
you would.
Hmm. Y'all put in the comment section if you had some magic spectacles that could tell you what people were thinking. What would you do? And you know what? If you want the hard, if you want to be on hard, well, I guess that sounded weird. If you on hard mode, expert mode, use only emojis. Or inside the old house to learn its secrets. Oh, oh, oh. It was all Perfecta could do to keep from jumping up and down and clapping her hands as these absolutely positively no doubt about it magic spectacles continued to shrink and shrink until they were the exact right fit for a boy and a girl. Yes, honey, or a hippie. Yes. As Puck cautiously tried his on, Perfecta jammed her arm pair on, hands shaking with excitement. First, she looked hard at Puck, then at Mr. Barely, Mr. Betwinks, and Mr. Between, then around the whole room. And she found she wasn't seeing anything more than she had seen before. Girls, just a regular old pair of my eye doctor glasses, child. You gonna be all right. You gonna make it, sis. These spectacles didn't even make things dance about as her father's spectacles had done. It was all a big old hoax, a miserable disappointment. They're just plain glasses, she whispered to Puck, almost in tears. And I can only see through the top part. Me too, replied Puck. They're nothing. Nothing was just the word for it. Feeling betrayed and let down, Perfecta could no longer restrain herself. They don't do anything, she cried. Girl, you got a free pair of glasses. Glasses expensive nowadays. Glasses like $400.
400.
Glasses like $1,000. Girl, you better take that pair of glasses and get the hell on out of there before they start charging you, before they send you the bill. Ah, but they do, whispered Mrs. Barely between, who, for some curious reason, kept their three thin low noses pointed at the ceiling as if their heads were glued in that position. You see, one is for now, whispered Mr. Betwinks. Three is for then, whistled Mr. Barely. And two barely betwinks and between, concluded Mr. Between, in a voice that sounded like a tea kettle just beginning to send steam through its spout. We don't understand, sirs. Do y'all understand? Because I don't know what these people talking about. Like, sir, are we doing math problems and getting glasses? Are you saying number one or two? Number one or two? Like, what is all these numbers for, sir, with glasses? We can still only see through the top part of our spectacles, and they're just plain glasses. You better hurry up before they give you that bill, sir. Don't understand, eh? Said Mr. Barely. Well, come with us, said Mr. Betwinks, and you shall soon see, said Mr. Between. The three, their heads still tilted upward, smiled thin smiles at the ceiling. They no sooner finished speaking, however, than a gentle but powerful wind began to blow down the room, lifting them off their feet and at the same time tugging at the spectacles on the walls. It tugged and tugged at the spectacles on the walls. Or, I'm sorry, it tugged and pulled until every pair had been torn from their moorings and was floating silently down the vast room. Along with them floating, the three white frocked gentlemen. Puck and Perfecta hung unto the counter for all their worth to keep them from being blown away by the wind. What are we going to do? Cried Perfecta. Come with us, the words echoed back over the wind. We might as well, said Puck. Here, take my hand and let go of the counter, sir. Are you in control of the wind, sir?
Trying to be.
No, I wouldn't take his hand. I would hold on to that counter because I don't know what these people doing. But I guess she did agree that she would go with him. It's like the Terminator. Like, you remember when the Terminator was like, take my hand if you want to live. I guess that's what Puck is doing. I don't know. I mean, sir, you supposed to be finding your Uncle Mine, not trying to send me into a windstorm. Free from the counter, they were lifted up by the wind at once. Holding hands, they floated down the room right along with the gentle floating spectacles. Then, suddenly, the silence was broken. Clink, clink, clink. One after another, the spectacles were blown against the wall that loomed ahead of them at the far end of the room. Already, a hill of shattered glass and wire and every other kind of frame was growing on the ground. Great whiskers, Purr. We are going to get smashed too, shouted Puxy. How you over here telling somebody to let go of the counter and give you their hand and you don't even know what you doing? Sir. Okay. Shouted Puck. But look, Puck, there's a door and it's opening. Lucky for us, it's straight ahead. Woo, breathed Puck. The door was open just in time for Mr. Barely Between to go floating through. Moments later, Puck and Perfecta floated right out after them. I stand corrected. The door slammed behind them, shutting off the wind. Thump, 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 thump. All five dropped to their feet. Let me show y'all the artwork. This is cute. Okay, we got this. We got our glasses on, and we got children. We at the daycare.
Wow.
We at the daycare.
All right.
The door through which they had floated was set in the wall of a large brick building. Perfecta had never seen this particular building before, but she recognized everything else at once. The drab shoebox houses trailing up one side of the street and down the other. The small cement square in the middle representing Mr. Snoop's idea of a park. She's gonna put some cement down there and be like, y'all kids play. Period. Mrs. Snoop really don't like children. And the three hard benches all painted a drab, dreary gray. This only could be the main street of Perfect Acres Inc. The street was filled with the saddest, most forlorn looking people imaginable. Okay, girl. Probably because y'all park is just a cement square. All of whom appeared to be doing nothing but wandering around aimlessly. All their eyes were cast down sadly, so naturally none of them noticed Perfecta in her red and white striped pajamas or the curious misters barely between, who stood like three or thin stone statues with their thin noses pointed at the sky. Do they have a nosebleed? Is anybody else wondering, do they have a nosebleed? Why your nose pointed up to the sky? Like, what are y'all doing? All weird. Do you know who they are? Puck whispered. Perfecta nodded. I think they must be all the people who live in Perfect Acres. I know some of them. There's Mr. Hop or Mrs. Hopper. It certainly was a mournful, dusty Mrs. Hopper, looking dustier than ever. Okay, girl, what happened? Did you get with the wrong person? What happened, girl? And there was sniffy, stuck-up Mrs. Plimpleton, and solemn, shy Professor Button. And there are my mom and father, cried Perfecta. It was indeed Mr. and Mrs. Jones, wandering around like the rest of the downcast eyes. They also failed to notice Perfecta, and because of the way she was dressed, pajamas in the middle of downtown Perfect Acres Inc., she didn't think she should bring herself to their attention. Excuse me, y'all. Well, these spectacles certainly aren't doing much, said Puck. We might just as well take them off. But before Puck and Perfecta could so much as raise their hands, Mr. Barely Between suddenly dropped their heads. They neck hurt? Like, why their heads drop? So that their noses were pointing to the ground. At the same time, Puck and Perfecta felt their heads drawn upward. Now they found themselves looking through the bottom part of their spectacles. And this time, something quite remarkable happened. Y'all
Okay.
want to know what happened?
Yes.
Mhm. In place of every grown up person on the street, there was now a baby.
Okay.
I would want their social security numbers because I'm not about to be taking care of no kids and not claiming them on my on my taxes.
Oh,
Period.
there you go.
Period. So I'll be like, do you know? Hey, little one, do you know your social? Do, do you know your social? Do you know your social? Okay. Not just any babies, but miniature editions of the grown ups perfected knew, except for some very important differences. There, for example, was baby Hopper without a speck of dust on her dainty little white dress. Oh, an enormous white lace bonnet with a huge pink ribbon under the chin adored her head as she chewed contently on a plastic pink rattle. Okay, girl. And there was baby Plimpleton in a bright yellow romper playing pat a cake with a sturdy baby button in his little blue checkered overalls. Oh, so cute. I want to pause for the cause real quick. Like, think about it. Every person on the planet, even the people you don't like, even the people who are super mature, even like everybody was a baby at once. Isn't that crazy to think, oh my God, that person was a baby?
Yep.
I was a baby before, if you can believe that.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, sorry. Let's get back to it. Neither was sniffy or stuck up or solemn or shy as they patted hands and gurgled with glee when they lost their balance and fell over, cheerful and chubby as two tiny balls. Aw. As for the babies Jones, Perfecta would have known them anywhere from the picture she had seen in their family photo album. Baby girl Jones, although of course she was baby girl Smith then, with her golden ringlets, and baby boy Jones with his turned up nose. Oh, oh, magic spectacles. So that's what they were after all. Or they could just be expensive. You never know. It was a bit of a disappointment though, since this wasn't what Perfecta had had in mind when she wished for magic spectacles. Yet, it was satisfying all the same, for now she knew that Perfect Acre Inc.'s people had once been children. Everybody was a baby once. Scott, were you ever a baby?
That's what they told me.
I'm still a baby.
All right.
Well, babies at any rate. Puck couldn't stop grinning as he watched the babies gurgle and gooing and clearly having a wonderful time. I guess we know what then means, he said, laughing aloud. But then he gave a perplexed shrug. Still, whatever do you suppose is meant by two barely betwinks in between? Immediately, three thin noses belonging to the three thin, white flocked gentlemen slowly lifted. With them, Puck and Perfecta's eyes moved up. Now, at last, the two of them were able to look through the very center of the spectacles. Puck gulped. Great whiskers. Oh, cried Perfecta. For all the babies had suddenly disappeared, and in their places were the grown-ups again. But what a difference from the former grown-up selves. Okay, girl, what they doing now? Mrs. Hopper was startling, dressed in a spangled pink tights and top, a frothy pink tutu, and the palest pink slippers. Okay, girl, you want to be a ballerina? Okay, girl, do you? Whirling and leaping and floating around the street like a great pink cloud, she had clearly turned into a ballet dancer. Period. Go off, sis.
All right.
Go off, girl. Live your dream. Live your best life. A formerly starchy Miss Plimpleton was now dressed in a long, flowing white dress with a tall cone-shaped hat over shoulder length golden curls. Okay, girl, what are you? A bride? A princess? Girl, what are you? She looked exactly like a princess from one of Perfecta's forbidden fairy tale books, and at the moment engaged in batting a outrageously long, thick pair of eyelashes at Professor Button. I should have wore my eyelashes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was easy to see that the latter, dressed in dashing tights and a black velvet cloak, and looking exactly like the prince from the same storybooks, was enjoying the batting eyelashes enormously. Okay, he like, hey girl, come on over here, let me say you. Hi. Okay, we're gonna stop right there.
All right.
Okay, don't stop there. Y'all know how these things ends. What stood out to you guys out there? Put it in the comment sections. If you want to be bold, put it in some emojis. We'll figure it out later. Scott, what stood out to you?
I don't know anything one in particular stood out today.
Mm-hmm. Nothing.
I mean, they had the crazy glasses.
Yeah.
That was kind of like the whole thing. So I don't feel like it stood out. I feel like that was the story today.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, what stood out to me was this. I think I said it a little bit earlier. Everyone started off as a child. And your inner child, as you grow up, you kind of repress all the things that your inner child like wanted to do, like the things that you actually love, because you socialize through school, through your family, yada yada yada. And I think the point of what she's looking at is these people reverted back to children, and then as adults they let their inner child come out. So for today, what I think y'all should do, or tomorrow, whenever you got time, let your inner child, like, think back into your inner child and try to think of what you love to do and see if you still love it. Just go seeking back to your inner child. That's what we're doing with this book. This is a book I loved as a child. So seek your inner child today and see how it makes you feel.
Good advice.
Find that little piece of happiness from your childhood. Yes. So anyway, we're gonna end it there. Did you have anything else?
I do not.
Okay, guys.
Be a
So,
child.
huh?
Be a child.
Yeah, embrace your inner child this Friday. Yes. So anyway, as always, we enjoyed having you guys here with us, and we hope that you guys had a good time hanging with us. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, check out some lives, some shorts, some videos, all that fun stuff if you get a chance and if you want to. And with that, we're going to bid you guys adieu. So, from wherever we are, even in the farthest reaches of our childhood, trying to figure out if we want to be a princess, a ballerina, or what the hell we want to do, to wherever you guys are, peace, love. And really peace, okay, and love and happiness. We'll see you guys tomorrow for it's a super scary Saturday sleepover and more of this book, My Inner Child. Yes, honey. Anyway, so we'll see you guys later. Bye, Skinnamarink.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.